Welcome back to the CheekCast podcast, episode 7. Today, it's just me and Thomas. Mrs.
Hola.
Lisa is out today. She is actually currently, as we speak, driving home from Alabama, in which that is where our new house is and where we're moving to. So she's on the road as we speak, probably about 3 hours from home. It's just going to be episode 7. It's probably just going to be called The Boys because it's just me and him, just me and Thomas. We don't have a script.
Hell yeah.
We don't have even talking points. We're fucking
all off the top of the
we're
dome.
free balling this shit like we're dropping 16 at a battle rap right now.
Just at the corner of San Francisco, just letting it fly.
Apps just like old school Ice Cube, where it's just us and we're not in. Where are
the
we?
boys in the hood are always hard.
Dirty Mike and the boys. Does that make me Dirty Mike? Like, oh boy! Today, I think we're gonna start off by talking about, since if you don't know, Thomas is the person I play co-op with the most. Any game I look at, the first thing I think of is, can I play this with Thomas? Because that's just what we do. Except Minecraft.
It's not my forte.
Nah, I could never get Thomas into Minecraft. But we have played Terraria, Human Fall Flat. We've played we're looking at another Terraria spinoff called Nikasi.
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
Yeah,
It Takes Two. What's the other one that made by It Takes Two? The same people. A Way Out.
It's the jail one. Way Out.
Way Out. We played like Gunfire Reborn.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! If I can find that clip, I'll see if I can put that. I can't put it in the video because it's not a video, it's a podcast. But that clip is so fucking funny, dude. If I can find it, I need to make that a TikTok or something. That shit's hilarious. We play a lot of co-op games together. Like we even played a game called RoboQuest, which you've probably never even heard of before, because it is a super small indie game with like less than 3,000 reviews on Steam. Which I don't know if that's considered a small indie game. That seems like a lot of reviews for an indie game.
I heard that there was some vampire game that was made by a small indie company.
The top comment is fun, like Gunfire Reborn. For RoboQuest. But
for RoboQuest, honestly, RoboQuest was really good.
Yeah, they said the top comment is fun, like Gunfire Reborn. If you don't get his funny underhanded the Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt comment, it's one of my friends, Galactane on TikTok, came around and said that it was made by a small indie company. So I took the liberty, as I do, and knowing that that's one of Lisa's favorite game lines, Vampire the Masquerade. On Shark Mob's website, it specifically states they're AAA gaming company. They're also owned by Tencent, the same people who own Riot and Epic.
Everything.
They're owned by Tencent. So they're not small. They're not indie. They are AAA. That's where he was coming from. Granted, I don't know if you knew, but Glock actually made a video and apologized, saying he didn't know that. I only made the video about him because I don't like misinformation. It plays like a AAA game because it is a AAA game made by a AAA company. However, I have it uninstalled because I don't like playing it. But
Sad.
Co-op games. We have one that we're gonna buy called Necess, which actually it looks like Terraria with Binding of Isaac combat. Almost. It really reminds me of Binding of Isaac combat. With like settlement building where you can hire NPCs to do shit for you, which just seems like it takes a lot of the monotony out of it.
Just looking at the graphic, it reminds me of is those like really old school Flash games that were like made in RPG Maker.
Oh yeah. I could see that.
Getting that kind of vibe.
Yeah,
from
I could definitely see that.
Faster.
If you want to know what we're talking about, you should look up Necesse on on Steam. It looks really, I mean, it does look really interesting. Like, I'm probably going to cop it because it's on sale till June 6th.
Yeah,
And
it's like
I mean,
$6. I got it already.
I was saying at the end of the day, bro, it's like less than $7. Like, we don't fucking like it. We just fucking don't. We just don't. It's $6. You know,
Oh, no.
We played Terraria. We played the fuck out of Terraria. Like I have 171 hours in it, but we did everything in our first playthrough without looking anything up. And I have to say, as a gaming experience as a whole, that had to be probably top 5 for me. Playing it without any spoilers. I didn't play it on stream. We didn't play on stream. We just played in our free time. And we ended up finding a whole bunch of cool shit. We found the UFO mount. We figured out that
UFO fight though, it just came randomly.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on?
We found
out,
out,
oh, this is kind of cool. And then like a fight started. I was like, oh no, I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah, we didn't look any of that shit up. I even made the first sword. The first
the Giga sword.
The first, I don't even remember what it was called, the Zenith blade. I made the Zenith blade
from Moon Day?
by just figuring it out. Which was so interesting. In terms of co-op games, in terms of games in general, Terraria has like a special place for me because I know you could generate whatever world you want, but goddamn, that thing was so cool. I know they still update it.
Yeah, it's like it had that nice combination of being intricate without being like knowledge heavy.
Yeah, it wasn't overbearing. You could get through the entire game without knowing anything.
Right. I mean, you look at other games that have been around for a while. Path of Exile, cough cough.
God, if you don't, and Path of Exile is one of the. If I look at you and I go, you're like, I want to play Path of Exile, fam. I'm telling you, I have. Oh my God, I have almost 600 hours in Path of Exile. Oh my God, I know you have way more than that, but I didn't realize I played it that much.
Yeah, they got like 2,000 or something. I think it's my most played on Steam.
Holy shit. That's one of those games
that grind back in the
people
day.
Go, yo, I'm gonna play some Path of Exile, fam. No, you're fucking not. Like, what build you going with, dude? You look at that. If you ever looked at the skill tree for Path of Exile, it's gonna blow your fucking mind because that shit is confusing. I know what I'm doing, and it's still confusing. Like, it's not even close.
Right.
Which
and some of these dudes that just know like all the crafting things, like lock things out to get specific things. Like there's so much knowledge base that goes into it. It's both all inspiring and very frustrating. Cause I'm like, fuck those guys. I want to be that good, but I don't want to put the effort in.
True. That is very true. I really enjoyed that game. I thought that game was really it's fun. Path of Exile is very fun, but if you ever look at getting into it, one, look up a build and realize that your first season or two, you're not going to have any fun because you have no idea what you're looking at. Everything that drops, you're going to be like, I mean, maybe, but you have no idea. Like, there's a fucking random one-off weapon that is just god tier for your build, and you have no idea. It could be the worst weapon. And it's going to work for what you have. There's weapons I've never even seen before that I bought because it made sense at the time.
So there's also other games like the Tom Clancy games.
Dude,
those are a lot of co-op
Tom Clancy,
fun.
Ghost Recon, fucking Wildlands was in terms of co-op. It was so broken. Like the game itself was broken. It half the time it didn't work. We could barely play it, but my God, if you want to talk about a fun co-op experience, we did so much. There were times Thomas was the sniper. I was the stealth guy with the pistol, and Lisa would sit on her drone because she had that bitch maxed out. She could stay on that thing for like 10 minutes at a time. So she would, oh man, there were times where I'm pinned down, 6 people surrounding me on the hardest difficulty. And I'm like, Thomas, I need you to kill this guy above me. He's about to walk into me. And he goes, bet. And then I hear the bullet hit the wall behind him. And that guy goes, huh? And I'm like, Thomas, you got to shoot him. And then Thomas shoots again and like hits him in the leg so it doesn't kill him. And then everybody starts running over to the bullet hole to where the guy just got shot. And I'm right underneath him. laying in the bushes, and they find me. And then it turns into us pulling out our rifles and running into the place, or restarting and dying instantly. But
I like how I always like choke under pressure in situations like that, and then it's like, oh yeah, let's just casually clear this place out. And like before you've even gotten down like into the base, I've already cleared out everybody with headshots.
yeah,
Just
and then,
ding,
and
ding,
then,
ding,
and
ding,
then
ding.
when I need you to hit a shot, you can't hit a shot. And I'm like, Thomas, I'm like, okay, I just made it into the base. And you're like, yeah, I just killed the 2 guards there. I already killed the target. He was up in his office. I killed the 3 guys with him. And I disabled the alarm. And I'm like, I guess I can just run in there then.
Look, man, I missed a shot because the dude breathed when he should have breathed out when he should have breathed in.
True.
AI is fucking.
I'm also
man.
pushing you. I'm like, Thomas, you hit the shot. He's like, I don't want to hit the shot. You asked me to. I don't want to hit it now.
It's like, you remember that time you made me get up on the car and dying light and told me there was a glitch? I hold a grudge.
There's a thing I do whenever we play. Dying Light is one of my favorite games of all time. And every time I play with a friend like Thomas or I play with Steven, I always tell them, if it's a new person they've never played before, I tell them that if you stand on the car that you can turn on. If you've ever played Dying Light, they have traps. And one of the cars is a trap, and it beeps, it sends the alarm off, and then lets out a shock nova around it. That'll one-shot just about anything, including you. So I would always tell them that there's completely serious, that there's a bug where if you stand on the hood of the car after I close it and wait till the thing goes off, and right when it goes off, you jump, it'll launch you into the air, and it just instantly kills them. And I've done that to almost everybody that I've played with. And that explains why Thomas...
To be fair, I went with it. I know there was some shenanigans
Thomas
going
is
on.
smarter than that.
Smarter than your average bear, you know.
What other co-op games have we played that I have installed currently? I'm actually getting ready to play Elden Ring co-op with Blacksmith.
Elden Ring co-op?
Because somebody just released a... obviously, the modders are hard at work with Elden Ring. They released seamless co-op mod. It's in beta right now.
Seamless?
And when I say seamless, is right now you can summon people with you to help you fight a boss or an area. And when you leave that area, they can't use torrent. They can't do anything. It doesn't even progress their game. When you kill the boss, you get kicked out of the game immediately. Seamless allows you to have 4 people and ride with torrent and do the entire story with friends. And they get the progress too.
Nice. What engine is that on?
That's a really good question. I don't know what Elden Ring's engine is.
Elden Ring.
But I find that super interesting. Proprietary engine. What it comes up when I Google it. Unreal 4.72.2.
Yeah, they say it's probably some Unreal spinoff.
Yeah, but I find that really interesting. That's got me excited. Any of the Borderlands games are really good for fucking co-op. You want a really good experience? Play Borderlands 2, not the third one. Third one is really good for like a lot of things. Everything about the third one is better than the second one, except the story and some of the bosses, most of the bosses actually. Borderlands 3 or I wouldn't say everything about the third one's better. Everything about the second one is better, except the gameplay. Borderlands 3 gameplay.
I mean, I really liked the second one. The second one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've been going back and playing them again.
I think that one of the biggest things with the third one that I dislike is even like not only like the story, but like the characters. Like I don't feel anything for any of the characters.
No, because you really don't have an attachment to them. They don't feel. I wouldn't say they don't feel fleshed out. It feels like they don't belong there.
Right.
Like Salvador and Axton and Krieg, even Krieg's a psycho. Zero, they all feel like they fleshed into the Borderlands universe. But like Moze, I just feel like Moze.
I had to do my baby girl Maya like that.
They just feel like they're out of place. I think my favorite, despite the game being one of the worst in the series, being the pre-sequel, that has some of my favorite characters in it. You have Nisha, the bitch who can fucking dual wield Jacob's
Oh
pistols
yeah,
and just auto aim everybody. That shit is nuts. Like I love the pre-sequel characters. I wish somebody could make a mod
to make the game
to
better.
make no to bring the characters into a different game.
True.
Like if they could bring fucking Athena or Wilhelm, because I mean the only good end game character in pre-sequel is Athena.
Any modders?
Modders in the chat? Maybe. Hello? No? Okay. The only person I would say doesn't belong is Aurelia. I feel like Aurelia is just not very good. She has an entire tree dedicated to she has an entire tree dedicated to co-op.
Which one was that?
Aurelia, it's one of the DLC characters. Is it Aurelia Hammerlock? It's Hammerlock's sister.
Is she? Okay, I think I remember her. Yeah,
she is okay. I haven't really seen anything that she can do. I just know she has an entire tree dedicated to fucking to co-op, which just basically removes an entire tree of hers when you play by yourself. What other good co-op games are there? If you have any interest, you should try fucking Gunfire Reborn.
Such a great game.
Probably one of the best roguelike FPSs just in existence currently. And there's still so much stuff I haven't done on there. Like I've never been hooked 5 times by a white shark in a fight.
I think I was like immortal in one run, and I was just letting him hook me over and over again.
But like that and Risk of Rain 2 are both just phenomenal games. And if you've never tried them as a co-op experience, as a solo, I probably wouldn't, unless you're Thomas.
I mean, it's a much better game with, a group.
But it is very fun as a co-op game as a whole.
Yeah, just find a friend, be like, "Hey, buddy, let's play a little Gunfire."
Play a little Gunfire. A specific co-op game that in my head flopped really hard was Fallout 76. I was really kind of looking forward to it, and then it came out and it was butt cheeks.
I remember looking at that game and I was like, wow. Like even like the trailers or whatever, I was like, so it's Fallout 4, but worse.
Same engine, plays the exact same way. And I'm like, who would do this? Oh, dude, even better. It Takes Two is 50% off on Steam right now.
Ooh.
If you have that, and that is it, I'm pretty sure, didn't it win an award for like one of the best co-op games ever?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, winner, Better with Friends award. Dude, you should just, and there's a It Takes Two Friends pass. Only one of you have to buy it, and then you can send the pass to somebody else, and they can play it with you for nothing.
If you need a date night idea, there you go.
There you go. You want to figure out how you and your significant other would play video games or survive in a situation like that? Good luck. Yeah,
you're gonna have a talking Spanish book that's gonna shit talk you the entire night.
You're gonna have to do something extremely difficult to a nice, sweet talking elephant. And I'm just gonna let you figure that out before I completely mess it up. Let's see what else is what about these new? I'm looking at co-op games right now on Steam. That's what I'm doing right now. Looking at co-op. The Day Before. Have you heard of The Day Before?
I need to go into my store now and look. You need to go to
Day Before. Day Before legitimately looks like Division and a zombie apocalypse had a baby.
Ooh.
But it's an MMO, which is what I find interesting. An open world survival MMO set, and it looks and fights like the fights in the third person over the shoulder combat looks extremely like Division 2.
See, this looks really, that actually does look really good. You know what it reminds me of? What was that zombie game that Microsoft came out and it flopped immediately? I think it was like State of Decay. Yeah, State of Decay.
Yeah.
So State of Decay came out, looked amazing on paper, like as a concept. And I think once you got into the core game, it was like this really shitty grind fest. And it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, watching
go back to playing
the entire first video on Steam. You can see some of the combat. You can see some of the areas because it looks like they did a full scale 1-to-1 in Times Square, New York. Which I love New York for settings in Apocalypse. I know it's super overused and people are like, I don't like it. But there's so much you can do with New York. If you want to know why people use New York, it's really easy to come up with scenarios in New York.
What's your all-time favorite, like, real location put into a video game?
The First Division.
Like any city in the world. Like, so is that New York?
Where the hell was that? I'm pretty sure Division 1 was New York, but it was like mid winter New York.
Oh yeah, with all the snow. That was also, like, to me, a really interesting mechanic to have, like, heavy weather being an all the time thing in that type of environment. I don't think a lot of games do that.
I mean, they do, but they don't make it like mean anything.
Yeah.
Like I to be honest, as much as people hate the little minute shit, I love when weather makes you weigh more because you're wet or some stupid shit like that. I find that stuff super interesting. To a degree. That's the very...
My all-time favorite place put into video games is always going to be the walled city of Kowloon.
The Walled City?
The walled city. Technically, the city doesn't exist anymore.
Of Kowloon, I see it.
Homies. Yeah. Kowll. No, 1 L. 2 O's. Getting ahead of myself.
What the fuck?
And
is it just like a big ass... Whoa.
You've never seen the...
No, what is that?
You've never seen Kowloon before?
It's not there anymore? That thing is crazy.
I think they tore it down in the 90s. Like, they tore the whole city down in the 90s.
Dude, that's gotta... Dude, there's no way that's, like, sustainable at all.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It was... That's basically where they had, like, all their poorest people in the country live. But, like... Bro, look at the fucking... It's just, like, straight up. Like, it's just all elevation. Like, they were just building shops on top of shops on top of shops.
Yeah, there's no way that the people had to die in there.
It's amazing that it even stood. Yeah. It's as fucked up as a place as it is. So now, it's always, like,
where
super
the city once was is now Kowloon Walled City Park. The park now.
It's just grass.
Yeah, they just tore everything down, so now it's grass. Like... That's kind of crazy. I've never even seen that. Literally shops on top of shops on top of shops. That's you know what that looks like? That looks like the place where they fought in RoboCop. I bet you that's what that was a reference to.
Maybe that's what it was after, yeah.
I bet you that's what it was a reference to, because it was a poor area. And that looks nuts. I've never seen that before. It's sad that it was destroyed so early before we actually had good aerial photos and cameras and shit. It's just
really
grainy 1990s photos.
The real human rights violations going on. Yeah.
But I've never seen that before. That actually looks super interesting. Another game we should try is called We Were Here Forever.
I heard about that. It's like a little puzzle game. It looks interesting.
It's a co-op puzzle game. Apparently you can play rock, paper, scissors, so I'm kind of already sold. You both awaken imprisoned inside the sinister Castle Rock. Huh. I feel like that's
Castle Rock. What was the game with the dwarves? The Galaxy Rock? What was that one called?
Deep Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock Galactic.
You know how many people have been telling me to play that game again?
I feel like it's gotten better since we played it.
It was really bare bones when we played it.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a turn off. Because it was like we play it and we only had we had the 4 classes, but it was like level 25 where you got anything new. And we were going up like a level and a half a mission, and I'm like, I don't want to sit here and do this.
Oh yeah, each mission was like 45 minutes.
I'm not sitting here doing this. let's talk about a disappointing co-op game. Fucking Back for Blood. And I'm not going to say it was disappointing. Also, if you're looking for co-op games, A Way Out is $7.50. It's 75% off. Just fucking buy it.
Look at all this advertising we're doing.
Honestly, we're just plugging games. Back for Blood itself, as a co-op game, wasn't bad. I actually had a lot of fun when we played it. And we went through the game. And we played the shit out of it. My problem with it was that we couldn't do the online PvP. I wanted to do the old school Left 4 Dead 2 PvP.
I wonder why they changed their PvP formula from the previous titles.
I don't either. Left 4 Dead 2, if you look at Steam charts, gets more consistent people than Back for Blood. For the sole purpose of the PvP. Back for Blood,
you can only have so much fun beating the shit out of
24-hour
AI.
peak is $33.95. Right. Steam charts Left 4 Dead 2. Steam charts Left 4 Dead 2, 15,000 people, 20,000 peak. It's still getting 20,000 players a day. And Left 4 Dead or Back for Blood only has 3K. One, Left 4 Dead can play on damn near any computer because this shit is fucking like, you know. I'm not saying it's just, it was disappointing. And it was only disappointing because it had a lot of potential and just, I think the cards were good, the specials were good, but I feel like they focused too much on building a deck for campaign and building a deck for multiplayer, that they just kind of lost track of what the game series was supposed to be. And then they released a DLC apparently for $40 or $40 or something. And it's literally one new map.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they're hurting themselves a lot. But that leads into another really good game that we don't talk about anymore, which is Vermintide 2.
That shit was fun. That was a little grindy too, but
that was super grindy, but that was like fun grindy.
Yeah.
To a point. Where we hit the point where we had to play on the hardest difficulty and do all the side missions.
Oh yeah,
that was where it started to not get fun. But I wonder if they've changed it since then. That game was actually, I really enjoyed the fuck out of playing that game. Playing my little.
They changed it so you could full XP regardless of what difficulty you play on now.
Because that was the worst part. Playing my little dwarf man with my dual axes was so fucking fun. But
we also have Portal. Got a good friend, Portal Dose. With GLaDOS.
Yeah, dude. Portal. I made an entire fucking video out of us playing Portal back when I actually wanted to edit and practice. Now it's not that I don't want to edit and practice. It's just the fact that we don't record anymore, and it's harder, I guess, to find the time to do all that. Because some of those videos took
we got all that
15 hours at a time. Like, good lord.
Right, like
rough.
Gotta get all the text to line, had to have it track us. Had to put the cough counter in the top.
Yeah, the cough counter. Oh boy.
The nut counter.
The nut counter. Lisa is actually calling me right now.
Risa!
I can't stop. I can't pause the call, so we're not going to pause it. I'll just call her back after the podcast.
Put her on speaker.
Put her on speaker.
No, don't.
I was like, I can answer
that.
and put her on speaker.
I have no idea what's going to happen, and yeah.
So we have our first caller in to the podcast, and it's going to
caller number 9. You're on the air.
What do you have to say about the podcast today?
I bet it's great.
It is great.
Oh my god!
Did you hear?
Risa.
Thomas says,
I don't know if she can hear me.
I will call you back when we're done with the podcast.
Okay.
We're a little over halfway through. Bye. That was our first caller. She said bye.
Tell her what she won.
Tell her what she won. Let's see. What other games can we talk about? We're going to talk about disappointing MMO games. Like fucking New World.
Ooh, no.
Ooh. No. We'll keep talking about co-op games before we get into that. Because I just ran into Remnant from the Ashes.
Oh, yes.
Man. That game was so fucking...
They actually did like achievement grinding that game really well too.
Oh, they did this game so well. To the point...
Granted, we did hack in resources after grinding a little bit too much because holy fuck, that sack grind was...
We did. We fucking cheat engined in some of the stuff. Some of the crafting stuff. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm not farming 600 simulacrum when I get one from a main boss. One.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Gross. Just no. It just no.
Had to take the ERP rating on this to M to say that real quick.
Yeah.
Went from E for everybody to...
There's just...
yeah, I mean, like...
There were some of the systems in the game were kind of weird. Like
yeah.
The Ash of War system was really cool. I just felt like when we got to a point later in the game, the Ashes of War didn't matter, and it just turned into us using it to summon turrets and then run away. And I felt like that was kind of shitty because I really wanted them to come in more handy, like the beam one, where the more hits you hit while it's active, the more damage it does. And
yeah,
it was great, but it was
a little bit more what's it called, like showing off your skill, like, or skill expression, sorry.
Yeah,
so a little bit more of that would have been nice.
Yeah. I mean, even trying to make a melee build was fucking rough.
Oh yeah. I did like the that one video that we had where
oh, fucking how to fight is literally a 2-minute video of how to fight Tian the assassin, and all Tian did was jump off the map mid-fight.
I don't think we could recreate that if we ever tried to.
Mid-fight, man, just leaps off the map and kills himself, and I'm like, no, that was the easiest fight we've ever had. What about this game? I just ran into this game. This game I feel is underrated. I feel like nobody talks about Outward. I don't know if you remember playing Outward. But
Outward
was one of those games where it was Outward was the it was the game where you weren't a superhero, you were just a normal person. And
is this like an MMO looking game? Like,
no, we actually played it together. It was the I don't remember how to describe it to you so you would remember it. It was the one where you spawned in like the weird old steampunk town looking area. And
Outer World?
No, it was called Outward.
Outward.
And your whole goal was to just explore and find I think you were looking for somebody.
Oh, I remember that game. Yeah.
But that game was, you want to talk about difficult? For no reason, that's the game.
Yeah, for literally
no reason. That game was so hard for no reason. And it's not a bad game. Apparently, looking at the new pictures, the definitive edition, they improved it a lot. They apparently added a bunch of quality of life stuff so you can actually do more now. But you could get sick. If you were out too long in the rain and then went inside to the cold, you would get sick and cold. And there was so much just interesting stuff to it.
I think the issue with that game is that it introduced too many mechanics too quickly. And you didn't know how to prioritize how to survive correctly.
It's definitely one of those games where you would play it once, have a really hard time on your first playthrough, get towards the middle to middle end, and then redo it and have a much easier time the second time because you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, I remember. Wasn't that one where we were at the beginning of the game and we were fighting chickens and the chickens were kicking our ass?
Yeah, we were getting our shit demolished by something right outside the main gate. It sucked. And it was just it was supposed to be realistic. It was supposed to be hard, but co-op was really broken, and we could barely play together with co-op, and that was the only reason I wanted to play. And once it stopped working, we just stopped playing as a whole, even though I wanted to. It just wasn't worth it. But there's a few games on here that, like, probably one of my favorite co-op experiences was Human Fall Flat.
That was so good. We were a mess.
That was so fun, dude. Human Fall Flat was so fun. And
I think that was before you were like really streaming, right?
no, the Human Fall Flat, the Portal, a lot of our co-op experiences were before I even started streaming. Because I didn't stream them. I just stopped streaming because I would stream to like you and Lisa sometimes. It was mostly Lisa and like Reed every once in a while.
Look at all the glorious content you guys are just missing out on.
Yeah, honestly.
We didn't have it set up back then like we do now.
No. I also didn't know how to market myself. I just fucking I didn't even post when I posted videos. I would just randomly post them and be like, well, hopefully this algorithm today. And I wasn't even doing that for the hour. I would post videos just because I was like, well, this is me practicing. And then I would just practice the editing and then push that shit up on something. Oh man, there's really no other good. I'm looking through all of them. Oh, good lord, there's a big yawn. A lot of these are there. Have you been looking at V's Rising? V Rising?
V's Rising.
It's called V Rising. I see a lot of people playing it.
I see it being like heavily advertised. Let's see.
Yeah, it is.
What is this game?
It is interesting. I haven't decided if I'm sold on wanting to get it yet or not, because I can't figure out what kind of game it is.
Let's see.
Like I see online PvP, I see online co-op, I see other things. Like I've seen people like Ditto play together with friends, but
let's see.
I see people building bases, and to me, building a base is just kind of like meh. I don't know if I want to do that. Just build like a fucking 4-walled. But
is it like a local RPG like Terraria is?
Like I said, I literally can't figure it out.
It does look interesting.
But that is something we could also try at some point. It looks kind of like, almost like Diablo, like an open world Diablo.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the game is. There was actually another game that it reminds me of.
Yeah, same, but I cannot remember what that game is called.
I feel like I have it in my store somewhere too.
It's like I remember there's like a spell game, like a spell casting game where it kind of.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, something like that. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that, but I don't know. I see it and it looks interesting. It looks like it'd be fun. But at the same time, I don't know if I could really get super into it. But I'd be down to try something like that. We need to play some.
Yeah.
We need to play some fucking.
Oh, Orcs Must Die. That's what I was thinking of.
Orcs
seems very similar to games like that.
Let me look up Orcs.
But Orcs Must Die is like tower defense, where this is more like.
See, it does look like a tower defense game to me too. But it just. I just don't know what kind of game it is. It is because to me it looks like a survival game where you build a base and you go out and then you venture a little bit and then you come back to your base when it turns daytime. I just want to know what there is to do.
Yes.
Like, do you just invade cities over and over and look for loot? Like I wish there were more defined on exactly what you could do. It just says gain allies online and conquer the land of the living. Raise your castle and thrive in an ever-changing open world full of mystery. Hunt for blood in a nearby settlement to regain your strength. Is that all I do? And then fight like a random ant from here to there or something? Like are there bosses? Like what is there to do? I don't want to spend $20 on it and hate it.
True.
However, I do want to try it because I've been seeing people play it. It actually looks fun as shit. Granted, it's in early access, and early access is
So it's never leaving early access.
apparently. But it says
that's every time I see early access, that's always code word for
bro,
never leaving.
People imagine paying $20 to fucking test somebody's game.
Right.
Granted, I said the same thing about Risk of Rain, saying Risk of Rain 2 would never leave. Never leave either, and then they did. Which in turn was actually really good for them. They needed to get out of that. But I'm down to try that. What other fuck co-op games do we have? There's like some really one-off ones like Vermintide 2 content bundle. Okay, talking about Vermintide, you must have been listening. Oh, fucking Goose Game.
Is that co-op?
Yes.
Oh.
It is super complicated to do. I think me and Poe tried to do it. And it's like, it's shared split screen where I boot it up and then you remote into my Steam through an invite. And then we play split screen, and it's really weird. That's
they just like ported it from the Switch.
Yeah,
like, nah, we're not making this with PC.
and I really want to play the co-op, but they made the co-op so difficult to do that it just almost doesn't seem. It's just not worth it. It wasn't even worth it for me to even try to do some shit like that.
My friends have been waiting for Valheim to release whatever their next major patch is supposed to be.
I have Valheim. I didn't think you'd like Valheim. That's why I never asked you to play it.
I have no idea if I would like it or not.
Because it's very survivally. I know you don't like survivally where you have to eat and drink all the time. I don't really either.
It's all the time. Yeah, like
we have
then
to
we
keep,
gotta
like fucking
fix that shit.
Like what do we fuck play? Zomboid, bro? Like
oh yeah, we had to change that because it was too frequent, dude. And then like
Zomboid was bad in terms of that. It was hard.
I'm not saying that the game is bad. It's a fun game.
Zomboid is really fun. I like how in depth it is and how there's really no destination aside from survive as long as you can. It's just the fact that I'm sorry, I don't want to have to take a drink every 10 minutes in game or every 10 minutes in game, which is every 30 seconds in real life. So I'm taking 3 steps. I go to the next house. I'm like, I might as well take a drink of water. Like,
where's Thomas? Oh, he's in the bathroom drinking out the toilet again.
I'm like, Thomas, what you doing? Taking a drink? You just took a drink at the other house. Yeah, well, my dude's thirsty again. I'm like, stupid. Like, why do I have to keep doing that? Oh, boy. Volcanoids. When did I get that? I don't remember that. Oh, man. But in terms of, I don't really have any... I can't see any other co-op games. One co-op game I was super disappointed was Knockout City. But I'm glad it was free to play. I didn't pay fucking anything for that game.
What made that one disappointing? It looked fun, but like it also looked like there was like once you played it once, you played everything.
Yeah,
there was
the maps looked different and they looked cool. And some of the combos you could do were really interesting. But you want to talk about getting like people who have no idea how to play video games? You'd run into them constantly. Like I'm like, pass me the ball, and then they would just throw it directly at somebody. The dude would catch it and hit him in the face. And I'm like, okay, you could have passed it to me and then I would have thrown it and hit him in the face. And then me and Paul realized that the only way we could win games is if we sweated and stayed next to each other. So we'd stand next to each other and pass it back and forth, which gets its speed. And then we throw it at somebody. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this isn't fun.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's like too competitive. Like the game forces you to play in a competitive style.
Did you play? You did not. That was. Oh, dude, you should play Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Oh, never mind. That's not the same one I'm thinking of. There's a Splinter Cell game that's co-op, and it might have been Blacklist, but it is not anymore. Not sure why, but there is a Splinter Cell Blacklist, but. Splinter Cell. Oh no! See, there was co-op. Man, I think me and Rob played co-op a bunch, and it was fun because it was like you did story mode missions where you had to sneak around, and I really enjoy the Splinter Cell play style. But I'm.
You know what game will test your friendship?
Oh hell yeah!
Fucking Overcooked.
Oh yes. Can you imagine me, you, and Poe playing that game together? Because I played with Poe.
We'd either be amazing or we'd just be like, bro, fuck you.
Yeah, I played with Poe,
you.
and it just turned into him going, You need to get the rice out of the pan. And I'm like, I'm getting the rice. And then I like grab the wrong pan. I go, it's on fire. And then I just threw it off the fucking off the airship and then started running around because it was on fire. Dude, it was just
I learned that you could like yeet food like across the map.
Oh yeah, because
so I would just like pick up
to do that too.
Yeah, like I was just picking up rice and like, you know, you had the boiling pot like all the way across the room, like Kobe.
You lob that shit directly in there. Yup.
Hell yeah.
We got to that point too. It was just that game is we have Overcooked 2 and we were playing it. But Magicka 2, that's what I was thinking of because we played Magicka together.
Magicka. That game was fun.
Which was the one where you can combine whatever spells you want and throw them around.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I just for some reason
was that one that we played together?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think all three of us played.
Yeah, you, me, and Lisa.
And then kept killing me for some reason. An asshole.
I do that shit to everybody. Did you know that they're coming out with a new Payday?
Payday?
Yeah, they're releasing Payday, I think, on Unreal 5.
Oh, excuse me.
A new one. Which has me kind of hype because I liked Payday 2 and it's been a long time since they've come out with a new one. And man, I think that game's going to be sick. Why is Lego The Hobbit in my library? I don't think I've ever played a Lego game in my entire life. I don't know why
Lego Batman.
Lego The Hobbit is already in your Steam library. Where did I get that from?
Who gifted that to you randomly?
Dude,
like
the top fucking review is Elden Ring for men.
Nice. Put some hair on your chest.
Oh, everybody's saying the last movie's not there. I played Lego Hobbit on ultra settings with 500 FPS, and I really must admit, this game is so gorgeous and atmospheric. I was really impressed. It's Lego. Like, what are you talking about, bro? It's a Lego game. This is another game I was thinking about we should try.
Graphics. What's that?
Unraveled. Unravel? It is not. I don't know if it's co-op, though. Doesn't look like it.
Unravel or Unraveled?
Unravel. Doesn't look like it's co-op, so never mind. I thought it was.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look co-op. It looks
there was a game that was co-op that kind of looked like that.
Unravel 2?
Is there really a second one?
Yeah, which is co-op.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of then. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that one looks interesting. And it's only $5. I'm going to add that to my cart too. What was the other game I wanted to add to the cart that we were talking about playing? Oh God, I just reset everything. I was so far in my store. Well, that's the end of the podcast.
We got to listen to the entire podcast again to figure out what we're going to buy.
Mm-hmm. I gotta go back and listen to everything so I can figure out what I was doing. Damn. I had co-op games up, searched in the store. And I had a few things that I was going to buy so we could try. And fuck. Well. It is what it is. We'll find more. I'm not super worried about it. Just disappointing. I think I'm going to buy V Rising so we can try that together. And if you want to try V Rising with us, come by the stream because I probably going to be streaming it, but you can't play with us.
Maybe
one day I'll open it up to everybody or something.
Yeah, that's one thing we got to find is like community games like that. Like with Risk of Rain, I
thought about doing
change it. You can add a mod for like 16 players, and like that might be kind of.
I thought about doing Overwatch custom games.
Overwatch custom.
Because you can do like, there's one where you fish as Hammond. There's one where you can fucking play Roadhog and you try to hook people into the Ilios well. And then if you manage to kill somebody, you get your ultimate, which your ultimate shoots your gun straight at the ground. And it just launches you up into the air so you can get out of the well. And
that's hilarious.
That kind of stuff just makes me laugh. So we've been talking about that for community nights. I just haven't done it because I don't have the fucking energy right now to do damn near anything.
Yeah, like after you move.
Oh, we were here forever. That was the other one I was going to buy.
Oh, yeah, forever.
But I want to start playing more co-op games on stream because I want to come up with something. I want to come up with like a fucking series that I can do where I can post shit on YouTube consistently, updating people on a series like fucking I don't know, us playing this or Road to Face It Rank 10 or something like that. I feel like something like that would be cool. I just have to do
this
it.
Can be your one-stop shop for all the news and New World.
Yeah, New World. I love New World. It's my
tips, tricks, how to move things from one
and how to move your
city to another. Whoa.
Clench your stomach. The top review is I regret my life choices for New World. He has 1,618 hours in the game.
Oh lordy. Oh lordy.
Game started off terrible, bugs everywhere. It was new hyped and the massive company was backing. And he gave it a bad review.
I like how his review is just, it started off really bad and then
never
got better.
Anyone still playing from release has held on to hope that maybe one day they will get their shit together and make a fun game. Every content patch since release has been primarily bugged with fixes. We've gotten quality of life changes, 2 new weapons, 1 new dungeon, the mutator features, content releases. 9 months just to be on par for other games with in-game content. This game sucks. He has almost 2,000 hours in the game.
Oof.
Speaking of games that have kind of gone downhill since being launched, I don't know if you guys keep up with like role play at all, but I personally love role playing. I didn't mean to say it like that.
Yeah.
Role playing. In terms of like GTA, like No Pixel and stuff. A lot of people that I know have actually stopped playing No Pixel. Some of the friends that I've made on there, they've just said that they're kind of burnt out and there's nothing to do. And I'm telling you, a year ago when I first got on the server, I called that this was going to happen. It took me a month to realize all of the problems with the server. And if you don't follow it, it's a big content creator server, like big. It's where everybody plays. XQC, Summit, Coil, fucking Anthony Z, Buddha. It's where everybody plays, right? Well, I called that if people don't start letting other people get into groups and being able to actually, play with people, where a lot of what would happen is if you're a content creator, you have your own group, and suddenly you have other friends, in that group that you trust through roleplay. Well, these people didn't know how to branch out of that, and they would just be stuck with the same 5 people. So you have all these new people, which there can be like 200 on the server at any time or something. And these people would just not get to roleplay. I was one of those people. I got lucky enough to run into a friend named Denzel, and he helped me out. But for a lot of people, that's not the case. So
not a whole lot of people are as charismatic as Coral.
Mr. Coral, fucking people loved Coral. It was great. I love that server. That server was so fun, but it was impossible to get anywhere. All you got to do was come on and do legal jobs or chop cars, because all the other people who would do jobs and the other big groups and even the smaller groups, they were all locked off because these content creators didn't want other people in their group. And then these people would get bored of role playing together and they would start goofing off and doing dumb shit. And then they get arrested and then you just don't get to see them anymore. And I'm like, okay. So I quit playing just because I kind of needed to take a break. I was starting to get frustrated about a lot of stuff. And suddenly, server's going downhill. There's just like I got on today at 7:30. That's peak, right? 7:30 EST. That's pretty peak right there. Everybody's off work. That's after dinner. That's when everybody would be trying to get on, right? There were less than 80 people in queue at peak. That's pretty bad. I feel like they need to reset or their server is going to start going down hard. Personally. Not to mention that the
reset.
Not to mention that even the owner and the developer, the head dev, just fuck around all the time. They do like Batman and Robin and Joker and the Riddler and all these other super. It's just it's to me it's dumb.
It's kind of cringe.
And I'm like it's supposed to be a role play server, but
I leave my Batman role play for the bedroom. I mean, what?
Yeah, he does. I usually not saying stupid. Oh Jesus. But they do stuff like that and I'm like, dude, you got like good role players. Like I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but not me. And then I don't know. It just kind of makes me mad to see stuff that I predicted come true and not want it to. Because I know there's no part of me that goes, man, I hope this server fucking burns. I'm not saying that. I don't want that. I want them to succeed. It's just the fact that I can see the problems and people go, oh, I wonder why everybody's playing Red Dead Redemption now. It's just because it's more fun. I'm about to go fucking play Red Dead Redemption. God's sakes. But
can you bring Chuckles to Red Dead?
If only. I talked about it to you off stream, and some of the stuff that they be calling people, I just can't say out loud.
Oh yeah, I mean we can't do Carl.
No, it's bad.
But I'm just saying, if you got like little pet Chuckles, that's like on your like little Daniel Boone little cool. Action going on.
That would be cool. But I want to do something like that. I've actually been thinking about reaching out to my friend Diesel and seeing if he wants another person to come play with him on his server. But then if I get on there, there's fucking 6 people, I'm gonna be pissed. That's my problem. If I get on there and I look at it,
I'm gonna role play with this tree.
And there's like 6 people on there, I'm gonna be pissed. Like I'm gonna be like, fucking no. But yeah, I'm not upset about it. I'm just wanted to let that be known that I wish it was more fun. But it is what it is. As for the podcast today, sorry we kind of just rambled about random stuff, but I warned you that we didn't have a script coming into this. We weren't staying on topic. We were just going to do whatever we could.
That's how it be.
And we talked about a bunch of co-op games. I know we talked about our experiences with them, but hopefully we get to hear yours in the future. I now have 4 games in my, I think 4 or 3 in my cart that we're going to be experimenting with, probably on stream, just because I do like playing games on stream. Kind of my thing. If you enjoyed today's podcast, we are on Twitch. We are on, or not on Twitch, not the podcast. What am I fucking talking about? The podcast itself is on Google Podcasts. I'm trying to get it on more platforms like Apple and Stitcher and stuff, but right now we're on YouTube, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. So that's so far all that we're into. I'm hoping to change that in the future. For now, though, it's not happening. This was CheekCast Podcast episode 7, called, I think we're just going to call it The Boys, because it's all that's here is The Boys. I mean, we don't even have, the audience isn't even here today. Everybody's chilling. It's fucking Thursday night. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Twitch, fucking TikTok. Too many fucking T's, man. Follow my MySpace. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram, or
if you know my ICQ.
Yeah, if you want to hit me on if you want to hit me on AIM too, AIM would be nice. But yeah. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody listening.
I'll see y'all in the AOL chat rooms.
We'll see you guys on newgrounds.com. Take it easy.
Love it.
Have a good night. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.